ChatGPT is quickly becoming the new go-to search channel with over 800 million weekly users. And it's not just big, it dominates the space. ChatGPT generates more than 77% of all AI traffic worldwide and continues to grow at a massive pace. On top of that, the visitors it sends are exceptionally engaged, staying on websites for almost 10 minutes per session, which is nearly double the number we see from Google. This is the moment to get ahead of it, or you'll be playing catch-up for years. To understand how to get visible in ChatGPT, our team at SEO Ranking analyzed over 200,000 source pages and parsed more than 100,000 prompts to reverse engineer what actually makes ChatGPT cite a website. And in this video, I'll walk you through the 4 groups of factors that have the biggest impact on ChatGPT citations. Plus, I'll give you the exact action steps for each one and debunk a few ChatGPT optimization tips you've probably heard of, but should not waste your time on. Let's start with the factor that has the strongest impact across the board: domain authority. ChatGPT consistently prefers websites that have a strong and diverse backlink profile, high domain trust, and solid page trust across key pages. And the pattern is clear. Once a site crosses certain authority thresholds, citation rates start to rise fast. For example, sites with over 32,000 referring domains see a major jump in citations. Domains with high trust scores of 90 and above earn almost 4 times more citations than lower trust sites. And pages with a page trust of 28 or higher tend to perform consistently well. So, you do not need it to be as high as your domain trust. There's a ceiling where ChatGPT says, good enough. Now, what do you actually do with this? Build diverse, high-quality backlinks, not just volume. ChatGPT cares about variety and credibility in your link profile. Strengthen internal linking so page trust flows to your most important URLs. Create link-worthy content like data studies, deep guides, comparisons, tools, assets that other sites naturally reference. Audit low-trust pages and improve them with citations, expert quotes, and stronger topical coverage. Authority isn't something you fix in a week, but it's the foundation that amplifies everything else. Quick heads up, if you haven't subscribed yet, now's a good time. And stay with me until the end, because that's where we'll clear up the loudest myths about optimizing for ChatGPT. All right. The second major factor, your overall brand visibility on Google and beyond. ChatGPT heavily looks at the signals around your brand, asking questions like, how much traffic does your domain get overall? Does your homepage attract real search demand? Do people actually talk about you on Reddit or Quora? Are you present on review platforms like G2 or Trustpilot? And even how well do your pages rank on Google? Yeah, I know. Kind of ironic that ranking on Google helps you rank on ChatGPT, but here we are. And the data is crystal clear. Sites with higher domain traffic consistently earn more citations, especially once they pass noticeable visibility thresholds. And when we look at the homepage specifically, the trend becomes even clearer. Domains with at least 7.9 thousand homepage visitors have nearly double the citation rates. Brands with strong Reddit and Quora presence see up to 4 times more citations. This is where smaller sites can really punch above their weight. Verified profiles on G2, Trustpilot, Capterra, and Yelp lift visibility even more. And yes, if your average ranking position on Google falls between spots 1 and 45, you will get significantly more citations than those ranking lower. So, how do you turn this into something actionable? Grow overall domain traffic, especially to your high-value pages. Invest in technical SEO, link building, and high-quality writing. Show up on Reddit and Quora with helpful answers, real expertise, and brand mentions that grow organically. Claim and polish your review profiles on Trustpilot, G2, Capterra, Yelp, and others. Lift your Google rankings, especially for content that overlaps with the questions ChatGPT often answers. Brand visibility is essentially your external authority layer, and ChatGPT leans on it heavily when choosing which websites to cite. The third factor, and this one can be quickly influenced by SEOs, it's content quality. ChatGPT consistently prefers content that covers the full topic, is easy to parse, and is kept up to date. And the impact is very measurable. Pages with more than 2,900 words earn far more citations than short, surface-level content. Structured articles with sections of 120 to 180 words between headings perform especially well. And freshness matters. Updating content within the last 3 months nearly doubles citation likelihood. Adding FAQs, expert quotes, and relevant statistics also plays a strong supporting role, helping ChatGPT interpret your content as authoritative and complete. Now, Let's turn this into action. Expand your key articles to cover the full topic. Subtopics, examples, comparisons, definitions, and use cases. Structure content into clean, readable sections, ideally between 120 and 180 words each. Refresh your content quarterly with updated numbers, new references, and revised insights. Add FAQs to the end of major posts to cover common questions directly. Use question-style titles and H1s when they naturally fit the query behind your topic. Include evidence like stats, charts, and quotes to strengthen authority. Content quality is one of the simplest levers to pull, and it has immediate impact. The fourth factor is technical SEO. And while it's not the biggest driver, it absolutely matters. What we found is that pages with good performance metrics tend to earn more citations, especially when they load quickly and respond smoothly. And the data shows a clear pattern to back this up. Pages with an FCP under 0.4 seconds perform significantly better. Slow pages, especially anything over 1.1 seconds, see major drops in citation likelihood. In short, you do not need to chase perfect lighthouse scores. You just need to avoid slowness. A clean speed index correlates strongly with higher citations. Once it gets above approximately 2.2 seconds, performance falls off fast. Interestingly, pages with a perfect INP score of under 0.4 seconds earn fewer citations. Pages in the 0.8 to 1 range actually get cited more. So, if a page is too simple or too bare bones, even if it loads instantly, ChatGPT doesn't treat it as an authoritative source. Here's how to turn this into practical steps. Improve the loading speed, especially FCP and LCP, so pages don't fall into the slow range where citations drop sharply. Keep your speed index reasonable, avoiding the threshold where performance declines. Ensure the page is responsive and not overly static, so aim for a balanced INP rather than a perfect one. Avoid unnecessary elements that slow the page down, especially anything that pushes you into the slower ranges. Audit core web vitals regularly and fix major issues first, such as FCP, LCP, and speed index. Technical SEO won't win citations on its own, but poor performance can absolutely cost you visibility. All right, now that we've covered what works, let's get to some myth busting because there's a lot of bad advice out there. First, there's a lot of hype around LLMs.txt, but according to our analysis, it had no positive impact on ChatGPT citations. In fact, removing it actually improved predictive accuracy. So it's not something you should prioritize right now. If you want the full breakdown, check out our separate blog post. Next, FAQ content helps when it improves clarity, but the schema markup itself, no measurable benefit. Pages without FAQ schema earn slightly more citations than those using it. The next one may surprise some. URLs and titles that are too keyword targeted, like exact match or overly optimized formats. These pages actually correlate with fewer citations. Same story with titles that try too hard to hit a single keyword, tend to perform worse. ChatGPT seems to prefer clear, simple, topic-aligned URLs and titles rather than ones engineered for traditional keyword ranking. And that is everything you need to know. For anyone who wants to dive deeper into your AI visibility, including how often and how exactly you appear in ChatGPT, AI Mode, Perplexity, and others, check out SEO Ranking's AI Search Toolkit. And if you found this breakdown useful, give us a like or drop a question in the comments. And if you'd like more of this, subscribe. The AI Mode Ranking Factors breakdown is coming up next. A lot of the insights line up with ChatGPT, but there are a few twists you'll want to catch. Thank you for watching, and let's get you ranking in AI search.